make all the classes closer and have buddies. I would think to do a bit more things on the stage and have more performances that we could get to school more quickly.
I would make the playground safer so less kids are getting hurt each day.
Longer recess.
Having more equipment at our school playgrounds.
I would want to have longer specialist time so I could do more things maybe.
To have longer specialists, because I love our specialists. Having longer math. I would like there to be more writing time because I just love to write. To have longer lunch.
If you wanted to buy lunch and you didn't have to actually buy it with money.
To make a system to make sure everybody's kind and nice.
To give a reward to kids when they're nice and kind.
I'd probably want better security, less homework.
I would want more funding for our musical because as it is now, we have to raise all the money ourselves.
I would change the tardy policy.
I think give seniors more perks because this year we've been hearing about how we can leave early if we have directed study last or come in late when we have directed study first. And it's kind of taken a long time, and now when it's about to happen, we kind of get out of luck, especially if we have senior projects like I do. So I'll be leaving in a month, so when it gets approved, it's like not going to be useful to me.
I think if I could reimagine one thing at our school, it would probably be the cafeteria.
Maybe like more money for sports, like more pep rallies and sports stuff.
I wish there was more people in it. That's about it. More kids on the football team.
I would change, I don't know, probably the lunch schedule because I feel like, do you know that one of the lunches is longer than the others? It's so not okay. Yeah, the lunch schedule.
One thing about this high school would be the school spare. But we don't have a lot of school spare in the high school, and that'd make high school a lot better.
I'd probably change the colors of the classrooms.
Class times, maybe.
Food. 100%.
I didn't even ask you the question yet.
Food.
I would try and make more school spirit. Really try and get people involved. Like I know a lot of the problem with classes and raising money is a lot of the students don't get involved. So I'd really just try and fix stuff like that and do not fundraising but fun-raising things.
Say more security.
It'll be nice if we have indoor track so that we can practice at the indoor track no matter if it's pouring or raining outside, if it is inclement weather.
Okay, I think students need a panic room, a place we can go and just freak out.
If I could change one thing, probably, honestly, the colors here. I know they're working on it, but like, we have green windows. Green is not our school color. That's one thing I would change, I guess.
Have popcorn chicken bowl at least once a week for lunch.
No, to be honest, I really can't think of anything I'd change. I really like the school.
One thing about the school that I would change is I'd definitely give teachers like more pull around the school. A lot of teachers are very laid back, but I just think there's a little bit of unfairness going around with the teachers and that they should definitely have more say within their own classroom as well as around the school.
Those priorities.
As in?
Like I just think the shift should be more towards including everyone and, you know, making our community more of a community than focusing on our differences.
I'd say if I could reimagine one thing about our school, I'd say we'd go outside more often or do more hands-on activities in certain classes.
If I could reimagine or change one thing at this school, it would probably be the school lunches, because the school lunches I feel like aren't a healthier option and I feel like they need to be more healthy.
I'd probably change the lunches and the class sizes.
Definitely it would be I think we need a more comfortable learning environment because right now I just feel like the desks aren't very comfortable and they could definitely improve.
I would say the lunch schedule.
Probably change our limits at lunch. Like I wish we could go down to the pond, eat lunch by there. It'd be cool.
If I could reimagine or change one thing at our school, it'd probably be the...
If I could change one thing at our school, I'd probably want like more classes, more variety of classes, better baseball field, too, and a nicer lacrosse field out front.
If I could change one thing about my school, it would definitely be to have more interactive and outside of the classroom learning experience. I feel like we do a good job of getting some of these in different departments and different specific courses, but I feel like we could do this more in more classes, and this would be beneficial to learning for all of the students.
If I could reimagine and change one thing at our school, would be to probably lower the homework, because we go to 6 hours for school and then we go home and we probably have 4 hours of homework to do in all of our classes, and some kids do extracurricular activities, which means that we don't have time. We end up staying up late at night.
I'd change the food rule. I think we should have food in school.
One thing that I would change about our school would be the attendance policy.
I would change the fact that students are put under so much pressure because they have to get all their homework done for all of their classes, and they get like 1 to 2 hours of homework per each class. So you get home, you spend like 6 hours doing homework, you don't have enough time to like hang out with your friends over the weekend, you still have homework to do. So you lose out on having like experiences with your friends because you're busy getting your schoolwork done and like focusing on your future, but you don't get to focus on the present.
Better Wi-Fi, because we don't, or add Wi-Fi because we don't have any.
Honestly, I think like school spirit.
If I could change one thing, it would probably be like the relationship between like the staff and the student, because recently, like this year, we've had stricter rules on like more academic stuff. So I feel like there's not enough time between to like really like have a relationship with our teachers. I feel like that's a really imperative thing to have, because it helps us get through our classes pretty much.
I would definitely change the summer homework program, because if you think about it, we're in school for like more than half of the year, and then we only get like 3 months of summer break. So I think that we should definitely chill with the homework.
I think that seniors should have more privileges because we deserve it.
I would change the fact that some things on the Chromebooks are blocked for no reason.
I think we should be able to eat in class, because I wake up at 6:30 every morning and I don't have time to eat. And I feel like if I don't eat, then like I can't perform to my full potential. So I feel like eating in class would solve all those problems.
I'd wish that they'd listen to like the students more.
I would change the fact that we have a semi and a black and white. Like almost all the other schools in our community, they have a homecoming, and we divide our grades for these dances, and I feel like we should just come together as a school in all 4 grades and have a dance.
I think kids should be able to wear hats. I think that's one thing.
I'd change that we have to pay for pretty much everything. Like our lunches are already kind of expensive, and like we have to pay for sports.
Advisories and what we talk about at the advisories, and like how we can make it more like useful of our time, because I feel like some of the sometimes we just don't take it as seriously as we probably should, or maybe it depends on which questions we have or what the advisories are about.
For my assistant principal to know about is that I really like to read and write.
That I like dancing, swimming, and school. And I'm good at math and reading and swimming.
I like to do art, math, science, technology, and because my dad said I could be a good technician.
I would want them to know that I follow all the school rules of Palmer River, and that I'm respectful, responsible, and safe.
That I like to read.
Well, as students, we're all undergoing a lot of stress, but we're all in this together.
Well, I think I speak for a lot of students here when saying that I have to deal with a lot of stress in school.
That me and plenty of other students are nice.
Well, my favorite color is red. I think not a lot of people know that about me, and I'd like more people to know that about me.
The stress that we may be having outside of school might affect our grades, and like why some students are more disciplined or like have more troubles than other. And I think that although the principals do they do know that and they do realize that, which is good, I think that's just a good thing to know for myself and other students.
I would say that I have a lot going on out of school, so to be mindful of that. I would want my assistant principal to know that even though my grades aren't too good, that I'm actually really smart, and yeah.
That
I do a lot of things, so not everybody has the time to do all the homework that the teachers assign us to do.
That we all have busy schedules, and that from sports and school and jobs, it's pretty difficult to find time to enjoy life.
Not every assignment may get handed in on time, but the things that I do, I have other stuff to do outside of the classroom, so it can get stressful sometimes. So, don't judge a book by its cover.
That I'm a hard worker, and that I enjoy school, and that I want to be successful.
Honestly, I just appreciate everything that they do for us and do for our school. That I really care about them, and they do a very good job with their job, and I'm thankful that we have assistant principals that care as much as they do.
I would want my assistant principal to know that I'm a very outspoken person, and I'm not rude, but I'll say things like it is. I don't have a filter.
Just because I have poor grades doesn't mean I'm not smart. I just don't really apply myself as often.
I would like my vice principal to really know what I do and all the classes I go through every day. I would like them to see the amount of work I get and see how my teachers teach and how we pass in assignments and everything, just so they get a better feel for their students. I would like them to see how I go right from school to all my extracurriculars, and just to see how busy it really is being a high school student. I feel like this would help them to understand and empathize with us a lot more.
Shout out to Mr. Kudo. I would want her to know that despite my grades right now, I'm a hardworking kid, and when it comes down to it, I get it done.
Just because I have poor grades and a little reputation doesn't mean that everything's my fault and I'm stupid.
To remember the teachers' names. It would be to be kind to people and to have fun with the kids and inspire them of what they want to be and learn them new stuff. To always be kind to the students.
Always work on making the school a better place and always upgrade the learning skills for teachers and students.
I would have to tell them that just be nice to the kids and make the school a better place. That if you're nice to the kids will be nice to you and you'll get the work done. To make sure all the kids are doing the right things and try and make them a better scholar. To pay attention, whatever they're doing, like when they're doing work, they have to pay attention what they're doing so they don't mess up. To always remember to be kind to your students. To be kind to the kids. That they just make sure the kids from the school are reading and writing and learning. That everyone works at a different pace and learns differently.
Probably to be open to more students' ideas.
Definitely make sure that you can connect well with students.
I would say take the time to get to know your students so that way you can better be a resource to them.
I feel like some good advice for a new principal or assistant principal would be, talk to the students, see what they like, because students usually like a good, relatable principal that they could talk to.
Well, I just suggest connecting more with the students and just understanding what they're like.
I'd probably say to listen to the students and hear what they have to say and their ideas. It's important.
Just to be mindful that everybody's different, everyone has certain things that they do, so you can't give the same amount of work to everybody.
Honestly, in my case, I wish that when you have discussions or say you were to get in trouble, that the conversations you have with your assistant principal can stay between you guys and not be taken home to your parents. I think when you're an assistant principal, it's really important to have a good balance of discipline and then a little bit of fun. So I'd just say to have a good balance with that.
The best advice I could give was to be that it's going to be stressful a lot of the time, especially when you're starting, and not every kid is a demon. Some kids are going to be bad, some kids are going to be good, and I'd say just manage your stress.
Don't judge a book by its cover. I feel like they put a lot of pressure. They suspect a lot of things, and most of the time they're wrong. So that's what I think.
Well, following up on the last question, I think that to a new assistant principal, a good thing to know would also be that students do come from different places and they have different, like they may have different things going on at their houses. So just because they're not doing super well at a time, or if they have like problems, it might be because of what's going on at home. So just to like, I guess, not take it super harsh at first, because I mean kids are going through like different things. So
Advice I would give to a new assistant principal would be to get to know your students.
I think it's important for them to try and get to know the students in the school.
I would say get to know your students on a personal level. Little things like a hello in the hallway could like change somebody's day. I feel like everybody needs that person to like look up to and feel comfortable around in school, so just having that person in the office there to help you is could go a long way.
I think that they should get to know the students and maybe like invest time in getting to know them on like a personal level, so that way they feel more comfortable in their environment.
Our assistant principals now, I have pretty good relationships with them. Like I've had like conversations with them. Like they talk to all of us. They come into classes. So if we ever had a new one or had to hire one, they definitely should get like involved with like the staff and the students.
Advice that I would give an assistant principal would be to definitely build relationships with your students.
I would say not to forget about the students and what their point of views are, especially if there's a detention given, to not only just hear what the teacher's point of view is, but the student's point of view, and maybe the students that were also there to see the situation.
The advice that I have for a new assistant principal would be to really get to know your students. I feel like I made good connections with both Dr. Brelsford and Mrs. DeCudo, and I feel like because of that, I feel a lot safer in school, and I feel like being here, I'm a lot more motivated to be here because I know that they really do care about their students and they really do care about the school. And so I feel like it's very impactful when the vice principals are relatable, and so if they could make connections with the students, I feel like that would be beneficial.
Get involved, I guess. Get involved with not only just like school-wide events like Case Rally, but get involved with some like tennis games or volleyball games.
I would say like connect with your students more, especially whenever you have free time, as you're walking the hall, if you're getting lunch or something. Have like a small conversation with somebody. Know that you like make sure that they know that you care about them.
I think confidence in myself, because I feel like that's the most important lesson of all.
Teachers taught me how to share and be helpful to others and be kind to others.
What would you? I actually already feel really thankful for every teacher who are taking care of me, and you know, me being foreign exchange student studying here. So I couldn't be thankful enough for them.
It has taught me to try and like be more proud of like what I'm doing and like proud of myself and not care what people think as much, I'd say.
All right.
Very good time management skills. Besides academics, a lot of the teachers here, we don't really give them enough credit, but they teach us basically how to grow up. They teach us time management, they teach us organization skills, manners, all that stuff that 6 hours a day at home you obviously learn too, but we get to learn it here from the teachers at school. Respect comes a long way here. They teach us a lot about that, treating others well.
A lot of my teachers have taught me how to manage my time correctly, which has worked for different things like sports and my job. So I can I know that when I go home, do my homework, then I go to work, and then when I come home, I finish my homework so I can just go to bed. And then I've really learned how to manage my time.
They've definitely taught me to have thicker skin, because a lot of teachers, there's kids in the class that pick on them or stuff like that. Just have thicker skin, I guess.
Oh, my teachers teach me a bunch of stuff. My science teacher taught me how x-rays work. That's pretty cool. And it wasn't part of the course.
Persistency. They taught me that if I keep working hard at something, that I'll achieve it.
Appreciate the little things in life.
My teachers have taught me good time planning skills, good management, writing stuff down in a planner and stuff like that. So they definitely helped me stuff for college. My teachers have taught me time management very well. I don't think I'd be able to go to college without having the skills of time management that my teachers have taught me here at Tantan as well.
I would say time management and planning for the future, career planning, because they've been pretty helpful with that.
I feel like my freshman year especially, my teachers really taught me to just improve as a person, not just in school but out of school, and be very positive in all of the decisions I make, and yeah, that's it.
To choose your friends wisely, because not everyone's really your friend. Sometimes they're taking advantage of you.
So outside of academics, I've gotten like so much good advice from my teachers, like how like I should go on in life, like even like what colleges like I should apply to for my interest in. And it's just fun and like nice to have a teacher who's not only interested in like giving you information, doing their job, but they actually care about the students, because it makes you feel like you actually like have more of a purpose.
A lot of my teachers have taught me that it's really important to ask questions. It still holds true in academics, but ask questions about anything. If you have questions about finances or what's to come and going into college or whatnot, it's really important to just ask questions and understand what you're going into.
I feel like outside of academics and such, we definitely are helped like prepared for like kind of like the real world in a sense, because like once we get out of high school, we have to start like really like thinking like what we want to do with our lives and like where we want to end up. So they definitely like prepare us for that.
My teachers have definitely taught me how to be myself and to not care what anybody thinks and just think what I think, have my own mind.
My teachers have taught me that nothing's gonna be handed to you, and sometimes you just gotta set a goal and just don't stop till you get there. You gotta work hard, stay focused, and get it done.
Well, it's always been like a trouble for me to get finally like comfortable in a classroom. Like, I felt comfortable enough to talk to people, but to feel comfortable enough to be myself and to learn the way I learn was like, it took a really, really long time, and like with the help of my teachers, I finally got it down to a science, so that's something.
I'm thankful that all of my teachers have taught me to never give up. They always say to look at the big picture of everything. You may not get 100 on every test or an A+ on everything, but they always say to look at it as you would in the real world and think about how in life there's going to be mishaps and things that don't go perfectly, and so they always remind you to keep going no matter what happens. And so this has helped me a lot, because I sometimes get down on myself about my grades or about different things, but they're always there to remind you that it's not the end of the world and just to keep going and push harder next time.
Mr. Sunderland just always taught like me and my whole class to always just have fun and like not care about the little things.
They've taught me to value my future.
One thing that I'm thankful for that my teachers have taught me is that I can use connections to learn what I have to learn, and like documentaries, you can use flashcards and like drawings and graphs, and it just helps you learn and remember things for when you have to take a test.
A lot of teachers taught me like openness. I'm like really willing to talk to a lot of my teachers about mostly like anything that's happening. Like I know that I can trust them.
Honestly, just to like not care, care, but like not care what other people think. Like just like be yourself and just, just do you.
Try to make friends, and if you do make friends, keep them for life.
To always be kind and nice to other people.
If you don't speak nice, don't speak at all.
Probably to strive to be a better person overall.
How to manage my headaches. Confidence.
I'm definitely thankful for my teachers for teaching me to work with people and be considerate.
I'm thankful for the fact that my teachers have been able to teach me how to turn my negative emotions into motivation, such as my anger, and using it to do things I love, like writing or helping people.
I'm thankful for my teachers teaching me about time management and balancing schoolwork and normal activities.
I think the one thing that one teacher specifically told me was to just be myself, anyone who judges you, just ignore them and just do whatever you want to do, because if you find that's what you want to do and that's a lot of fun, then just do it.